we could see no other dogs there. As you know, I'm quite paranoid. And
it was totally clear.
It was absolutely fine. And I just remember seeing this man and a woman in the background as well across the field. Thought nothing of it, and the next thing I know, Steve started screaming and shouting, and you know, it was absolutely horrendous.
Dogs.
Luckily, the girls were a bit down the way, weren't they? Basically, Bailey was being thrown around like a rag doll, and it wasn't very nice. If it wasn't for Steve, then Bailey wouldn't be here.
Just a mass ravage.
It was awful, absolutely. So I obviously tried to. I mean, Bailey's like our baby, and seeing him like that was awful. And I could see Steve was trying to separate the dogs and that, and I thought, oh my. You know, I'm going to have to help him. So I put my hand in stupidly, but you just don't think. And obviously, like, I got bitten quite badly. And this man, basically, while this was all going on, he just came strolling, literally just strolling across. I'm like this, screaming, like crying, my hand, and Bailey, and the girls, obviously. He just came strolling across the field from where he was. Said nothing, did he? He just walked up to the dogs, started kicking them. Yeah, started kicking them. Get off. And then he just walked off, didn't put them on legs or anything, didn't say nothing. These girls were screaming and crying. We didn't know what state Bailey was in at the time. I really didn't know what happened to my hand, to be honest. And because he didn't have them on leads, one of them came back again, didn't they? And started again. So Bailey was getting attacked again.
Mummy's hand was bleeding.
Was it?
Oh, they only put one stitch in my hand because they said that it can't be closed up because it was a dog bite, and I had to have a tetanus and go on antibiotics and that. But obviously with 3 autistic children and a hand that I could hardly use, it wasn't really a good idea.
Bailey had his stitches out on his ear because he was so sore. Then it's getting better soon.
And how many stitches did Bailey have?
Bailey had
Quite a lot.
quite a
On the
lot.
outside of his ear and on the inside of his ear.
Then he got his stitches out.
Right, it's windy on that day.
Just that they all panic. If I do try and attempt it, which I still haven't been able to do, but if I mention dog walk, then straight away these two go into a flat. Not the new place, not the new place, not the new place.
He's going to be a little bit anxious, a little bit scared. So he's looking for his family, for his pack. But one of the reasons we've separated him from his family, from his pack, is so that we can get a true assessment of how the dog is without picking up on their energy and their emotions. Because they've been through a traumatic experience. With dogs have the ability to live in the now and to let go of that. As long as they're with a human who isn't thinking about it and staying with that story, staying in that moment. Unfortunately, humans hold on to the story and say, because the dog's been attacked, the dog's nervous, scared, he's always going to be that way. It doesn't always have to be that way. So what I'm trying to do is be a human that shows him, yeah, okay, you've been through a traumatic experience, but it can change and we can move forward. So here we go. At the moment, what I'm doing is an undisciplined walk, just so we can assess him, give him a bit of freedom. He's been attacked by quite a few dogs, he's received quite a few stitches, so, but like I say, we can't feel sympathy for him, we can't be thinking of that. We're looking towards the future and rehabilitation. I've worked with this dog a couple of times before the attack, and he was always slightly anxious, slightly nervous. He did have a little habit of barking at other dogs, charging at other dogs, slightly aggressive way, in a scared, anxious way, trying to keep a large perimeter, very similar to Bear's story, trying to keep a large perimeter, keeping dogs away from him. As you can see by the body language, tail's very low and he is scared, anxious. But this is why I'm doing the undisciplined walk. I want him to forget about his surroundings, get his nose involved, get him back to nature. And what we do as the nose gets more involved, it will take over the brain, take over his concentration. Dogs are born. Good boy, scent marking, that's a good sign. He's got to be confident, can't be too scared to scent mark. Dogs are born blind and deaf. The only thing that works is their nose, and that's why it's so important. It controls 70% of their concentration or 70% of their brain. So as you can see now, see how the tail's lifting? It's coming up a bit more. And what we can actually do is raise the tail. Still a bit anxious, don't want to push him. Now, let's get him to... Right, I want to keep him moving, get him travelling. Now, look how the tail's coming up. Still a little low. Come. There you go. I'm pleasantly surprised. He doesn't seem too traumatised from the attack. He's very similar to when I worked with him before. So, but obviously that's because he's with me. And I put a lot of work in behind the scenes to stay calm, lower my heart rate, to make sure that when I meet dogs I'm a calm leader for them. But this is good, it's very positive. So there you go, Judy, look. Yeah, he's out there, he's working, he's using his nose, he's travelling, so that tail's come up, wagging, a bit of excitement. And we're just circling isn't good. So slight obsessive personality, but we had that before the attack. And like I say, what we're doing, we're just returning him back to nature. We're getting the nose working. Okay? And as I say, when dogs are born, they're born blind and deaf. So the only thing that works is the nose. Then around 21 days later, the eyes kick in, and then around 21 days after that, the ears kick in. So it's always nose, eyes, ears, nose, eyes, ears. Especially if you're introducing something new as a lead or a toy, always nose, eyes, ears. But that's what we want. We want his nose to be working, we want him to be travelling. When he's travelling, he's not thinking about what's happened, he's just thinking about his balance. And with his nose, he's getting back into nature. And you've got to remember, this part is used by a lot of dog walkers. So there's a lot of smells of dogs, other dogs that he hasn't met. And look at the tail now. So that's coming up even further. That's it, come. Yes. What we'll do, we've got a couple of people over there, but let's talk to those people. I just want to see how he is around people. Obviously, I'm just trying to see how the dog is around the same. Not aggressive at all. That's right, not a problem. You stand still, don't try to stroke him, but I'm just trying to assess how he is with strangers and people that he hasn't met. Only take a moment. Hey, listen. Okay, thanks very much. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. So as you saw, a bit jumpy when the young man went to stroke him, but he was probably like that before the attack. Anyway, as I say, I've worked with this dog a couple of times, and he was anxious, high energy, anxious, nervous, and we were working with the owners to build their confidence around the dog and build the dog's confidence as well. So far all good, all positive, really happy. And what I want to capture is that tail. Capture that tail, come on, please, Matt. And look, Julie, that tail's up, wagging, he's out in the park. So he's happy, he's relaxed, it's interesting. Like I say, raise the chin to build confidence. Rather than stroking the head down, always raise the chin. Raise the chin. Yes, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. For the first assessment, after the attack, after the trauma, I'm very pleased. He doesn't seem to be too traumatised by it. Obviously, it'll take time, and we couldn't meet any other dogs today, which is a shame because we wanted to see his reaction if there were other dogs in the park. But yeah, I'm really pleased. He seems quite confident. As you can see, come here. Come here, good boy. You can see where he was attacked. Come here. On the ear. Come here. You can see where he was attacked on the ear and on the neck. He received quite a few bite marks there, quite a few stitches, which the photographs will show. But no, he's a good boy. He's young, he's healthy, isn't he? Good boy. Right, brilliant. Right, so we haven't been able to meet a dog in the park as we're coming back. Obviously, dog's behind the fence, so we're just trying to assess how he is, even though there's a fence between them. See how he's moving backwards. Hey. So what we're trying to do is just calm him down, show him a different way to be around dogs. So obviously we've got 4 or 5 different dogs in 3 or 4 different back gardens behind us, but calm everything down, doesn't have to do all that barking. And what we're showing him is there's a different way you can be around dogs without causing all that noise and all that excitement. By sending calming signals to this dog, I'm also sending calming signals to all of the dogs, because all of the dogs can hear me. If we give it enough time, no barking, so we can calm the whole situation. We haven't moved away, we're still in the same location. By calming this dog down, the other dogs can hear the calming signals that I'm sending this dog, so they know to be calm, and as you can hear, the barking stops. Obviously, if we move closer again, you hear his breathing. Hey. And that Springer Spaniel there, if you cut there so you get the spring in the back, please. we've got a Springer Spaniel just behind that fence there, but he's a bit of energy. So, by setting this dog calming signals, calming this dog down, we've calmed the Springer Spaniel behind me down, and we've calmed the Jack Russell further down. So, now the barking stops once again. This is territorial, barking, 3 barks because we're quite close. Setting that little calming signal just like this, and like I say, barking stops. Fit. Right, so we've just taken him out for a walk. I'm very surprised and pleased to say he's back where he was. At first he was a little anxious, but as we started to work him and get his nose involved and return him back to nature, his tail came up, he got his confidence back. We took him to Northcote Rec, took him for a nice walk round there, introduced him to a stranger, he was fine. He jumped back a little bit when the stranger went to stroke him, but he's in a very good place, okay? With the girls, when I told them I was going to walk him, they wanted to come, yeah? So what we've really got to do now is work on you and your confidence. Yeah, it's not a problem. Totally understand. You know, you got bit, you've had stitches, you've still got that memory of that pain. It still aches, it still hurts, emotionally as well as physically. Yeah. So when you do something and you get that physical pain, that brings back the emotional pain as well. So what I'd ask you to do is really try to do some meditation, some deep breathing. I can give you a few tips. It's just a case of... Okay, but don't worry, we're not going to rush it, we're not doing it today. Okay, we're going to do it when you feel ready, when you feel confident. But I know you can do it, alright? But it's a case of... Because you said, when the kids are at school, you walk in the dogs, that's your happy place. Yeah. That's where you relax, that's where you chill out, everything like that. And that's what we need to get you back to. Obviously, you've had a very negative experience.
I'm absolutely petrified. That's being honest, I'm petrified.
No, that's what we need. We need honesty. What is it that mainly scares you again? Is it that there might be
other dogs, and if Bailey gives them the wrong impression, then it's going to start the dogs off. And if there's dogs off the leads, even if I've got Bailey on the lead, I'm petrified. And I keep beating myself up about it, but I can't. No,
don't beat yourself up about it. You can't beat yourself up about it. It's good that you're being honest. And the thing is to do is realise that you're scared. But I always say you have to overcome your fears. Yeah? So it's a case of working towards that. How are you just generally with other dogs when you're out and about? If you see another dog... If you haven't got your kids or dogs.
Every time I hear a load of barking and things like that, which you do hear quite a bit around here, I just think another dog's getting attacked, or you know. Not so much nightmares, but when it first happened, every time like I closed my eyes and things like that, and my husband said the same, we just couldn't get this out of our heads. It was just, and the worst thing for me was if anything had happened to the girls. That was my biggest fear. I kept thinking back to it, thinking, oh my God, you know, if the girls had been any closer, and you know, if I was a child and witnessed that, it's awful.
Kids are a bit like dogs. Kids tend to live in the now. Yeah, they've had a bad experience, but to a certain extent their attention span's so short they don't hold on to it. And what we've got to be very careful as parents and as humans to our pack, our human pack and our animal pack, is that we don't hold on to the story. And we don't take that story with us into the next time we take the dog for a walk. So the reason why Bailey was the way he was today with me is because I knew I couldn't have sympathy for him, and I couldn't be thinking about the attack and what he's been through, and poor dog, and be in a sympathetic kind of state for him. I had to be in a positive energy, and that's how we got his nose working, turning back to nature, and that's how, you know, I'll show you a bit of footage in a moment so you can see his tail lifting up and him walking happily, and meeting a stranger and everything like that. So dogs live in the now, children live in the now. It's more us adults that hold on to the past and hold on to stories. Okay? But not a problem. What I pledge is I will carry on working with you and your family until you've overcome this, until you're confident enough to take your dog for a walk and you can get back to your happy place. Okay? Yeah? And don't worry, we're not going to rush anything, we're going to take your own time. You know, you let me know when you're ready to move on to the next chapter, to the next stage. Work yourself to try and build your own confidence and go, well, I'll tell you what, maybe I'll just take them down the road. I won't take them all the way to the park. I might just take them to the end of the road and then back, just so you get a short experience.
I kept meaning to do it. The last week, the kids were breaking up last week, or this week, should I say. And I kept saying to myself, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. But it's just like it is, it's a mental block in my head. Like, if I do it, what if, you know?
Yeah, but that's what I say. You know yourself, I said it to you, I said it to all of my customers. Make a mental video of everything going perfectly. And with dogs, you get what you predict. If you predict the worst, then you're going to get the worst. And that's why, you see how it works for me. Yeah, I predict the best. I make a mental video in my head of everything going perfectly. And then I'm just patient enough until I get that mental video in front of me. Yeah? But
This is the second time, though, if you remember last time I told you, part of my anxiety is dog walking, and that is because when I had a Labrador, before she got viciously attacked, I did overcome it.
yeah,
But, you know, I didn't really have that many children back then. I only had Matthew. And I did overcome it in the end. It took quite a while. And I just think it's happened all over again, you know, it's like...
yeah, but we can use that in a positive way. You've overcome it once, so if you've overcome it once, you can overcome it again. Yeah? And last time you didn't have me, did you?
No.
So, alright, excellent. Come on. Don't worry about it, yeah?
Yeah.
You'll be
Thank
fine.
you.